She's gonna roll a joint no matter where she's at, and she's gonna enjoy the
Wait,
joint.
it's illegal?
Yeah. We are entering into May. Like,
It's May, where it's
it is
here.
May.
It's May.
It's just here.
I know.
Honestly, I'm ecstatic. I know it doesn't affect you guys as much as me, but like it's actually starting to be nice here like every day.
Oh,
And
the
I
weather. Yeah.
feel like a different person. Like not even trying to be funny. Like it's not raining and cold and dark and this like it's
Yeah.
sunny out, even if it's not like hot, like 60s, 70s, fine, I'll take it.
You know what I'm kind of upset about though? I haven't seen many Justin Timberlake memes.
I have.
I'm
Feels.
hungry. I
I actually saw
haven't.
one yesterday. We
I'm
did.
gonna have to fucking post it. I didn't see any yesterday.
I
Gonna
didn't
be
see.
nice.
It's gonna be May.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, and I didn't see any either. So I'm
Me
with you.
either. Don't know.
All I
Instagram's
know
slacking.
is I'm getting a little frustrated with this tariff bullshit because I just got a thing from the Bellamy for the hair extensions about like upcharging all of their hair extensions. I'm like, the fuck? They're
No
already expensive
kidding.
enough.
Damn.
But because they're getting hit with like increase in shipping, whatever.
Yeah.
So now we are too.
Just get your hair extensions off of Temu.
Seriously. Fuck it.
I'm getting new hair. Um, yeah, because I don't know what's going on with these extensions. They just feel so bleh. Well,
On
they're
the
obviously on
bottom.
day like 5, but like I was looking back at old photos, I'm like, something ain't right. Like they used to be so thick and luscious, and I'm like, if I say I have hair extensions, people are like, the fuck? Like your hair looks like a nappy shit. But like I found a new hairstylist here, so we're gonna try that out in about 2 weeks. So
Nice. I will say I went for at least I don't have them in right now, but for the show, and I purchased the Bellamy tape-in extensions, and the quality of the hair is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
yeah.
So you get what you pay for.
I mean I pay a fucking shitload for this.
Yeah.
Like it's not bad hair. I don't know what is going on, if it's like my water or something that I'm
That could
doing
be it. Do you
wrong.
have a filter?
I do, but we just got a new freaking head and I might get a new one and just start showering in the guest bath because our shower is just so tiny. And like
Yeah.
I guess it doesn't affect Will because he's bald, but like I have to keep my head, not wet every time I'm in the shower.
Do
So
you have
I'm
a shower
literally like
cap?
on the outside, like trying to not get hit by this water.
Do you not have a shower
So
cap?
I do.
Yeah, that's what
I
I use
feel,
for mine.
I feel like
Yeah,
hair though just doesn't stay as nice, and you need to get newer hair more frequent than like
I
Ash
agree.
really does. It's just I don't know if it's the chemicals they use to get it to be blonde or what it is, but yeah, I feel like I get maybe 4 months or so with hair and need new hair.
Yeah, I'm not that bad, but like I think every like a year, it lasts me a
It
year,
should
I
last
think.
you a year. Like I use
Yeah.
the brand Bellamy, which is what my or Bellamy, I don't fucking know how to pronounce it, but it's what my
Yeah.
hairstylist recommended. And like if you take really, really good care of them, like I was able to get like almost 8, 10 reinstalls. So like a
Yeah.
year and a
Mhm.
half. But
It is
like,
good. It is good quality fair. That's what I was saying. I
yeah,
bought.
Yeah. I
yeah,
don't know what hair this lady uses, but like it's the invisible bead, which is what I have, but I don't know what hair. So
yeah.
maybe changing the hair will help. But I don't know, I'm kind of confused. It's like I paid for a consultation because you have to do the consult even
Yep.
if you have extension. Like it's so fucking stupid. But so I'm going in for the consult and I'm like, am I gonna be able to get my hair redone that day? Probably
Yeah.
not. So I'm like, I don't know.
You should
Maybe
just
I'll be
ask
a
me
new
like
bitch in 2 years, 2 weeks.
just ask her, be like, can I book a consult and an appointment?
Yeah, I might call in and be like, hey, my intention with this is
I
to
already
look like a
chose.
bad bitch.
Right.
Uh, but
Dude, I don't know. Hair is wild. Like that's something where it's like that's the only like hot girl fee that I want to pay. That and waxing.
yeah,
But I only do
same.
waxing for a show. Like I'm not waxing year round because like fuck that shit. Eric can just suck it up. But I don't want pubes on stage, and so I'm waxing that shit.
You're like very proud of this because this is the second wax
I'm
conversation.
waxing.
I'm
The
just
second
well,
week in a
because
row, I'm
the first
waxing.
time I used Nair near my coochie, and like I swear to
Dude,
God, like
Nair is not it.
it's
No.
not,
It
it's
smells
not,
like it's gonna burn your skin off.
dude.
It has a dud.
It's
It does. That's why it's like don't
but
leave this on for longer than 10 minutes because your skin's like
it's literally
Will
boning.
go through flesh.
Yeah.
literally. It's like fucking
But
acid, dog.
That's funny.
well, how is everybody's prep? I feel like we're all in different. How many weeks out is everybody? How many weeks? Well, Ash, you don't really know.
I don't
Laura,
know,
how
but
many
this last
weeks?
week was trash.
Trash. Okay, let's talk.
Yeah, no, I was having really, really bad health problems and it was really scary. So I
Shit.
actually got blood work done today just to make sure. I was like having really bad POTS. And on
Mm,
Friday, I just like couldn't get off the couch. I know that sounds like really fucking stupid, but like whenever I
no.
stood up, I would literally collapse. So like it
Yeah.
was scary. So it was something where I was just so fatigued that my body was like, bitch, you're fucking staying on the couch. But then it was like, it was scary because I'm not someone that likes to just be on the couch and I like legit could not move. And then I had no emotional control. Like I sobbed the entire day and I had no idea why. It was a great day. Sun was shining. I had a great athlete check-ins. Like Eric and I were like, we're fine, but like I just could not stop crying. It was
Yeah.
it was so scary. So like Austin pulled me out of the gym and then after about 4 days, I started to feel so much better, right? But like my appetite was zero. And like my food's not low, but it's not high either. I felt like I was force feeding in the off season. So it was just
Mhm.
like I had no appetite. I was having severe POTS, severe emotional dysregulation. Like my legs weren't heavy, but I could not move. Like it
Do you
just, go ahead.
do you think it's just due to the general stress of prep,
Oh,
or like an
100%,
electrolyte thing?
100%. Yeah, yeah, no, 100%. It was just the accumulative stress of prep up until this point, and like obviously your body's gonna react to, the thing from Dayton. Like even though that was 3 weeks ago, and then the week after my grandpa died, it's like
It
that is,
accumulates
yeah, like that is still cumulative, right?
for
And it
sure.
smacked me fucking hard and I was like, okay. So again, like 4 days out of the gym and like I feel like me. But
Yeah.
literally the minute I got off the pod last week, that's when it started to really hit.
Hmm.
And it was unfamiliar and it was scary. And like I was so scared, I messaged Austin on Friday, and you guys know me. Like I don't check in unless it's my check-in day. But I
Yeah.
was scared. And Eric was like, you need to talk to Austin. Because even Eric
Mhm.
was scared. Because he was like, normally I can't get you to fucking sit still. And I'm like on the couch, like, Eric, I don't even want to piss. Like I will just pee the couch.
Bring me my shiwi.
Literally, give me a fucking bedpan. But no,
Yeah,
literally
dude.
a little training break and brand spanking new. And for the first time in however many weeks I've been in prep, I feel hungry. And I'm so
Good.
excited to feel hungry just because like it means that my body's no longer so fucking stressed out that it's like
Hmm.
suppressing everything. So
Yes.
it's nice to be hungry. And
Good.
I did get labs, but dude, they stuck me 3 times today. Like they
Are
could
you
not.
not hydrated? Like, were
I
your veins
drank
not popping?
I drank 30 ounces of water and put salt in it.
Shit.
So I don't know if it's like my blood pressure super low just from being like pretty
Probably.
cardiovascular conditioned, but
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Damn.
I know. So I'm
Well,
like,
hopefully your cortisol's not jacked up in labs from that.
I mean, if it is, it is. Like I'll just tell Austin,
Yeah.
they had to stick me three
Hmm.
times, and even then, like it was slow going. But I mean, I'm sure it's a blood pressure issue just because again, like I'm doing cardio like 6 days a week, so it's just kind of like.
Yeah. Dude, that actually is a good point. That's something Laura and I were talking about pulling back in prep, how it can be mentally fucking hard. Obviously, like your body is going to give you signs when you need to deload and pull back.
Oh yeah.
One thing that Cameron is really good at, which mentally I am not, is knowing like right before my body's going to be like waving a little white flag, like he will pull me back. Like we started
Good.
pushing last week. I was like, fuck yeah, like let's go. And pushing it wasn't even that hard. But I
Yeah.
was like, okay, dog, my I was drained in the gym. Like that's not normal. My pressing strength was shit.
Yep.
And then I got like an allergic reaction outside and
Oh
um
shit.
apparently I don't do well with grass, freshly cut grass, but I have like
Not
hives all over my
uncommon.
legs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but like typically it wouldn't affect me that hard for days. And he was like,
Mhm.
all right, cardio break. And mentally in my head on Monday, I was like, I'm just gonna do my cardio and just not log it because like I cannot like I'm like, I don't need a cardio break. Like we just
Yeah.
started pushing. But then my weight just kept dropping, dropping, dropping. I'm like, well, golly, like he was right. So, I mean, it's prep is not always about pushing, and I
Yeah.
think it's hard to wrap your mind around, but I'm glad that you're doing this and taking it
Yeah.
seriously, getting labs done too.
Yeah, no, 100%. And like I'll be honest, like when I was waiting for Austin to tell me whether or not I needed to train, like I was already at the gym and I already did my cardio that morning. But the minute he told me to go home, I went home. Like
Yeah.
I was so emotionally spent, I didn't give a fuck. And that's something that I actually am really proud of myself for is not being emotionally attached to training, not feeling like I have to train in order to feel worthy. Right? Because while yes, prep needs to be hard and is going to be hard because of what you are asking of yourself and your body to accomplish, like needless suffering isn't going to help me to bring my best. So it's like to be able to just pull back and just rest.
Yeah.
Like even though when I checked in and even though I was feeling better and we got, a food decrease and a cardio bump, like I'm just glad that my body's responding again after like pretty hard back-to-back weeks where it was kind of like flirting and skirting the line, but then like I did start to drop again. So it's like clearly that was the right call to rest so then we can push. And I'm sure Cameron for you in the same way, rest and then push a little bit more. Kind of like that
Hmm.
that balancing act.
Yeah. Like, and that's how I am with my clients. But then when it's me, I'm like, no, like push me. Like I just want to push. But that's why I hired a coach and why I can't prep myself. And
Mhm.
that's why you have Josh, your Uber.
Uber
My
jobber.
Uber.
Your Uber
Honestly,
job.
I feel so like this is the weirdest prep I've ever had because it's been the best prep I've ever had. Like, knock on fucking wood. This has been like phew, the whole
Mhm.
way. And that's why this, like I was saying to Meg the other day, like this is weird. So like I'm pretty close to like stage ready now. Like I feel like it doesn't even show quite as much when I'm posting videos or pictures and stuff, but like realistically, like it's all I may be at most 2 pounds off from where I need to be on stage
Mhm.
after like filling out and whatever. And I've been on a consistent 2.5 pounds down per week since I started dieting. Like I've only dieted
That's
for six
crazy.
weeks and lost 12 pounds, which is fucking crazy.
Mhm.
Honestly, the last time I dieted, you guys saw how like I entered this like never ending slippery slope that like I got way too lean. And I'm
Yep.
Mhm.
trying to prevent that happening because I can start to feel my body does like sort of weird things. Like when I'm trying to lay down at night, I feel like my veins pulsing. And like when I'm,
Mhm.
these little like internal cues. And like honestly, I don't feel like in relativity to other people, my food isn't that low. Like I'm at like 1,500 calories. I'm doing 30 minutes of cardio a day. It's nothing crazy,
Mhm.
but my body is wants to be small apparently or something. I don't fucking know. Like, um, but it kind of makes sense because like for someone my size too, I eat a lot more than most people do to like maintain weight. So I guess it's kind of relative to the person.
For sure.
Mhm.
But I'm trying to not peak too soon because I know that when that happens to me, I look like shit on stage. And then about a month, 6 weeks after my show, I look the best that I'm gonna look. So I'm trying to toggle that
Mhm.
like not happening too fast too soon because I know that if I needed to turn it up, I can, but I'm better off not at the moment. So I'm like in this like not pulling out of a deficit, but lessening the deficit. So I'm losing more like a half a pound a week as opposed to like two and a half. And it is definitely a mind fuck increasing your food when you're not even on stage yet. But
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I
trying to
mean,
play it smart.
that is smart, dude.
Yep.
And like, I think it's better to be ready early than it is to just be on time
Mhm.
Yes.
because you get this chance now to like fill out your physique
Mhm.
and go into the show not like a little string bean that's like
And
depleted.
I
You
can't.
know?
I know that. I know I'm already going to be one of the smaller girls and
Yeah.
I need to play my strengths. So, I've got 4.5
Exactly.
weeks until I'm getting on stage. I've got to kind of like not whole, but almost for two
Yeah.
weeks and then can step on the gas and then drive it home.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I think it's also important to understand that, like, when you're in prep, the majority of your toggles should be food and cardio. I think a lot of people put a lot of weight on drugs alone, and it's like, especially like fat burners, and you have to understand the way that most fat burners are working, like namely like yohimbine and clenbuterol, that while yes, they are effective, they're effective at probably more effective at a certain body fat level, but also
Mhm.
again, that's still stress, right?
Yep.
That's still upregulating your sympathetic nervous system. And like I'm not even using Clen or Yohimbine yet.
Neither.
We're just rocking growth hormone and L-carnitine. Ooh,
Mhm.
like
That was
crazy,
that was the
crazy.
other thing I pulled out too to like kind of slow
Yeah.
things down a little bit, which is also a mind fuck. You're like, do I do this? But you know what? I've got nothing to lose and
Yeah.
everything to gain. If for some reason I didn't look the way I wanted to, there's another show 2 weeks later. Big fucking whoop.
Exactly. Exactly. Like you can always like pump the brakes, but you can't add in more time unless you push your show back. Right. So that's why it's like you want to make sure that you budget like a proper prep timeline, which I'm really glad I
Mhm.
got out of my mouth and didn't slur my words. But a proper prep timeline is so important because like yeah, you might only be, let's say, 15 pounds away from the stage. So let's say you do a 15-week prep. Okay, like if I did a 15-week prep, I would have lost how many weeks because I had an emergency at home. Like my grandpa died the week after. Like things happen around here that caused us to like have to do stuff to the house. And so it's like, while yes, I did not give myself permission to go off plan and binge or whatever, but like it's still cumulative fucking stress. Even if I do a good job, responding to it, like your body's still going to respond to that stressor, even if mentally you are, a cucumber. But at the end of the day, it's like, don't be in such a rush to be like, oh, I get to do a 12-week prep. Like, it's like sometimes people do it as a badge of honor, being like, oh,
Mhm.
my prep was only 12 weeks. It's like, that's great for you. If you brought your fucking best in 12 weeks, dog, give it here, fist bump. But like, and the majority and the reality when it comes to a lot of people, it's like you're going to need longer than 16, 20, 24 weeks. So like
Mhm.
take the time that you need. Don't waste it. Don't lollygag by any means, but also like just focus on what you need to do. Like I'm so
Yeah.
tired of comparing on Instagram. I'm sure you guys are too.
Yeah, definitely. And the flexibility, man, with your timeline is huge.
Hmm.
Like, I understand that at the pro level, it's different than at the
Sure.
regional
Sure.
because there aren't as many shows. Regional, y'all, you got it made. You got every fucking weekend, you got a show. And sure, you have to drive a little further. Maybe it's not in your backyard, but wouldn't you want to just bring your best instead of trying to push and like get all metabolically adapted and like ruin your shit just for a regional show in your backyard? Like,
Mhm.
I don't know. But it is sucky when like you do have that one client who's like, no, this is the show I'm doing. And then they freaking have like a crisis after a crisis in prep, and you're like, can we please pick another show? Like, don't be glued to a show. Like, be able to be flexible.
I think another one with that too, and like we've touched upon this before, but so say you are an enhanced athlete, you cannot
Mhm.
expect to do a
Oh, yeah.
16, 20, whatever week show. And you also have to think about what your experience is with competing. Like, I have no intention of doing a national show this year, but
Mhm.
say I had, I would have had to budget maybe 8 weeks, whatever you want to say, for the total androgen duration that I was going to
Mhm.
be using and exposure to know that I could get to my regional show, qualify, and then to my national show. So like there's certain things that you need to think about too when you're planning out what you want to do in
Mhm.
that sense.
Yeah, definitely. And like, I get it. Like, for sure, like finances come involved too, because prep in general is a little bit more costly than say your off season. But man, it does suck though when like you won't pull off drugs. Like you have like clients who are very in their head about like longer prep timelines. And they're like, it's just because they're mentally not able to like pull back for like a good chunk. Like, because mine is like what, 24 weeks minimum for competing, or sorry, for prep. But we didn't really start pushing until 12 weeks. But
Mhm.
like that first 12 weeks of prep, like it was still pivotal. But then I came off the drugs for like, 10 weeks or so and then hop back on. But a lot of people mentally can't do that in prep for sure. But
I think that's something important too for athletes to know going into a competition season. Like, is your coach advocating for these type of
yeah.
things? Because that's something that, they need to care about your health. And I made a post like kind of touching upon this today. Like, you need to think about the long term outside of just, this competition or even next season, whatever the fuck it is.
Hmm.
Like, these decisions that you're making can impact the rest of your life. Like, not even
Hmm.
just if you want kids or not, but just in general, your internal health, your organs, all of that type of stuff. Like, don't take that lightly.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why I got blood work, right? Like that's why even in the middle of prep, which yeah, that's still an expense, right? So even though like I'm not technically paying extra because I go through AVT and I already like pay into a system monthly, so the labs are free, but like not everyone has HRT like that. So then it's like another, maybe $200 for labs that maybe you didn't budget in. But it's like, again, if things aren't going well or you are having like more severe complications than prep really has, like just outside of like general lethargy
Hmm.
and fatigue and brain fog, like severe episodes of me like standing up, passing out, like pot stuff. It's like, dog, like I literally had a conversation with myself being like, okay, if this is like the beginning of something more serious, like what are you going to do? How are you going to respond to that? And the immediate answer was I will do what needs to be done for my long-term health. And if that means like taking a step back, then so be it. And of course I'd be bummed. Like of course I would have like a certain emotional reaction to that. But like the stage is always going to be there. Shows are always going to be there, but it's like I can't be at those shows if like my health isn't there because like what the fuck's the point then?
Yeah.
I made a really bad decision back in 2019. A week into prep, I broke my ankle and I was just mad at the world. I had just taken out my breast implants, one had ripped and all of that. And I was like, fuck this. I'm gonna prove, whatever, I can still do this. I'm strong. And to
Mm.
this day, 6 years later, I still have issues with that entire side. It wasn't even just that injury. It trickled up into causing, changes your gait, changes your positioning, all of that type of stuff.
Hmm.
If I could change one thing in my life, it would be going back and saying, okay, I'm gonna wear the boot, I'm gonna use the crutches, I'm gonna stay off my fucking ankle, and I'm not gonna do this
Mhm.
crap. And I can't do that now. But in situations that arise, being smart and not emotionally reacting to it, I strongly recommend that being the case.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. I mean, I just dealt with that. I wish I could go back to last February and realize like, okay, maybe I'm not meant for wellness kind of thing. Like people were in the back of my head the whole time I was doing this, telling me like, you should do WPD, like you have a killer physique, like you've made it this far in wellness, but like your body obviously prefers a bigger class and yada yada. And I was just like, fuck you, fuck that. Like I'm doing what I want. And I pushed through the pain and I ended up herniating those two discs. Like if I switched divisions, I probably wouldn't have been there in that situation. But also if I wasn't such a dumbass and tried to push through the pain to, like you
I
said,
think
like
that's the
prove
bigger
something.
I
I'm
Yeah.
think
like,
that's the
who are you
bigger
proving
domino,
it
if we're
to?
being totally honest. The call for
Yeah,
switching divisions needed to be something that you felt in
mentally,
your heart
yeah,
Yeah.
for
the
sure.
right decision to do.
Because I feel like if I switched divisions too early last year, I wouldn't have liked it as much as I do now. But it kind of like came to me that it's like, okay, if you don't switch divisions, then you're not competing, you're not bodybuilding. And then I love it now. But yeah, like you don't have to prove anything to anyone, guys. Like especially in prep, at the regional level, at the pro level. Like as women, unfortunately, even at the pro level, I'm not going to make a living out of this. You know, I'm risking quite literally my life because it does take years off your life. PD usage, stress from prep, stress from over. Not overtraining, but training as hard as we do it does, take off some of your life. We can't like lie and say it doesn't. It's not a healthy sport. And like that's why I idealize like so many top like female pro athletes because I'm like, you're doing it because you just fucking love it. Like the guys, like they can walk away with 50 to $100,000 plus I mean, shit, 400K if you're Mr. Olympia. Like, us women, we're not getting paid that. Unless you have a sick ass sponsor, you're not going to be making a living off of bodybuilding. So if your why isn't like deeply solidified and you understand like the health risks and everything and you're smart about it, I don't know. It kind of sucks, but
I
it is what
think,
it is.
and especially kind of like what you were saying with people getting in your ear chirping about what you should be doing. At the end of
Yeah.
the day, it's got to be what you love. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
years ago when I was saying I wanted to try wellness, I literally got laughed at. And like by another coach, which I'm not going to name, told me I was out of my fucking mind. I don't have the genetics and I will never be successful in that division. And you know what? At the time, he was right, but I wanted it enough to work towards it. And I'm still not there, but I still want to keep working. So like, you have to love what you're doing too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's really important to kind of touch on what Megs was saying is like you have to understand what you ask of your body, right?
Mm-hmm.
As a competitive athlete, whether it's in your off season, a whole like no matter what fucking phase you are in, whether you are using drugs or just basic TRT or you're coming off of whatever, like you still ask a lot of your fucking body in the gym. Like you are pushing it, she'll be back. You are pushing it beyond what it wants to do because if you're not
Mm-hmm.
pushing it, you're not growing muscle.
Yeah.
So like I think at the end of the day though, especially when I know we had a question about like managing post show, like
Mm-hmm.
that ties into you need to understand what you asked of your body during a prep. It was still hard training to preserve muscle. It was if you're, an enhanced athlete, drugs to preserve said muscle and to keep the muscles full for stage. If you utilize fat burners, that has its own toll. Just doing the hours of cardio. While yes, cardiovascular health is absolutely important, it's the extreme of getting to such a low level of body fat. And the bill comes due there, which is why like managing post-show blues, I understand that you maybe want to have like a nice meal with your family and a dessert or whatever, but like this is not the time to fuck around with like crumble cookie binges and hoarding all the snacks and stuff like that because like your body wants to put on fat, absolutely, and you should at a pace that it makes sense for your health without just swelling up to violet from fucking Willy Wonka, right? Get those labs, come off the drugs, give your body a chance to fucking settle down, give yourself peace because a hard depression does hit. And don't
Mm-hmm.
do what Ashley did and get your titties done 3 days post show. I am so lucky I didn't fucking die. Like, real talk, I am lucky I am alive.
Dude, for real. I mean, I a lot of people like when they think about like Laura is saying like, oh, she doesn't have to push as hard, but she's still getting to unhealthy body fat levels for a female for sure. So
Yep.
it doesn't matter if you push hard as shit or your food got super low or your cardio got really high, you're still a low body fat percentage. And that still puts you more susceptible for like health complications. And yeah, don't get surgery right after because whoo, I don't even know how you did that.
Not
Like
even,
honest,
okay, if you need to get like emergency surgery, yeah, that's
yeah,
fine.
for
But don't get
sure.
elective surgery. Don't get elective surgery. Like now is not the time to get titties done because it's like, while yes, I feel like because I got surgery, I didn't actually get like a post-show depression
Oh, for
because
sure.
like I was focused on just like recovering from surgery. But like you still have this like period where you were heightened for however many fucking weeks in prep, right? Your brain chemistry is already fucked from
Hmm.
maybe drugs if you're an enhanced athlete, but if not, from such a low level of body fat and low food availability, your neurochemistry is fucked, dog. And then you have such like this euphoria of being on stage as a female, you're glammed up. And if you're someone like me that like doesn't get glammed up, like holy shit, it feels so good to get your claws done, your hair did, your makeup done, you're feeling like a snack. But then when Monday comes around and you're washing off that $6 billion tan, then you're like sitting there with your dick in your hand, being like, "What do I do with it now?" It's like
Yeah.
you've gone through the high, and now you're just like, "Now what?"
Hmm.
And then on Instagram, especially when people have been following along in your journey, and they're all like up your coochie because you're lean, and they like really like that look. Well, then again, when Monday comes around, they're like, "What's next? What are you doing? What are you doing?" And then if you don't have anything else, then they're like, "Ah, fuck you. We'll go on to the next bitch." And it
Well,
sucks.
That can be tough mentally. And that's, something like you see a lot of competitors, they won't post their off season. They just keep recycling, oh, from the prep files, oh, from the prep files. And they're like, can you believe I didn't think I was lean here and all this stuff? Like they're having that mental realization. But then they won't post their current physique because I don't know if it's because they're not proud of it or if because they're like, oh, the engagement's going to be shit. Like, fuck the engagement, guys. Like, you're not doing that. Well, you shouldn't be doing this for the engagement. But like, post show, I think the best way to deal with post show blues, and I've dealt with it too. I dropped out of my second pro day, or sorry, second pro show because my I was so messed up. Like mentally, I was getting back into my eating disorder and everything. I was like, yo, pump the brakes. Like, I can't do this. And then I got super depressed afterwards because I totally lost my identity. I pretty much said, fuck bodybuilding.
Yeah.
But, the best way to cope with post show blues is to know your next move is just getting better. And now you're going back to the drawing board. You're going back to what you actually love, what makes bodybuilding, which is training, which is sleeping, which is not feeling your freaking tailbone on the seat when you're sitting. Like
It's so
it's
fun. I was
yeah,
thinking about all of this the other day of like how many years I've spent only like chasing just that like stage level leanness. I'm not
yeah,
gonna lie, I cannot wait to be eating
bro.
more and feeling more energized and like not feel like a noodle when I'm training. I'm like, wow, that's some fucking growth right
A
there.
noodle.
A noodle,
Literally, like everything feels so heavy. Oh,
dude.
Well, I mean, it's funny. It's like we want what we don't have kind of thing. Like in prep, we want to be in off season, and off season, we want to be in prep. Obviously, we have to embrace and love each phase, yada yada yada. But like this morning, I texted Will, and I was just like, "Oh, this like side chest pose is gonna be the death of me." And it's not because like I thought it looked shit. This is the first time I've ever hit it, and
Mhm.
I'm like, all I see when I look at my progress photos, I'm like, okay, damn, I look. This is crazy. This is awesome, but I see so much potential and room for growth that makes me so giddy to get in the off season. I don't want to rush
mhm.
my prep because I want to enjoy this, but I'm like, oh my god, I have no limits. I can get big as fuck. Like I'm so excited. I'm so ready for
I have a
that.
question because I was
Yeah,
talking about titties, and Meg, you have fake titties, but you also have side chest.
yeah.
Do you train chest, or how are you navigating that?
Nah, I don't train chest, but I used to when I had my other fake titties, and
Yeah,
it really fucked them up, obviously. And just heavy pressing. I mean, I press
Yeah.
like what, the 75s overhead for shoulders. That's gonna get a little bit of upper pec,
sure.
where when I go like that, I still have the definition there.
Got you. Okay,
Um,
that
there,
was my
there
question.
are some WPD girls who obviously train chest with titties,
Yeah,
but I want to try to conserve these for a little bit longer.
yeah.
The left one is already messed up, unfortunately. I don't know when it happened, but like during like a lap pullover the other day, I just felt like a really weird sensation. I was like, fuck. And I can see like there's like a weird like ripply kind of thing right there.
Is
And I'm
that the
like,
thing
God
that
damn it.
you've had issues with in the past?
The left one. Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's
I
the
I am
pocket.
convinced if you have an issue on a side from like the start, that's is
Yeah.
always going to give you problems. My right
Yeah.
side, never an issue. Left side,
Yeah.
always, like literally 7 times.
Yep. Yep. I think I want to get my boobs done, I'm probably gonna just push through after I compete. I'll get them redone. Um, not this year, sorry. When I'm like finished with competing,
Yeah.
I'll probably get them redone. Or if I am gonna go on like an extended like year and a half off season or something, I'll probably fuck it around and get
I'll
them done.
hook you up, Megs. I got a surgeon. I got a surgeon on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go above the muscle though. I think that's just
That's
how it needs to be for
oh,
me because
fire.
of
Yeah.
how muscly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will they let you do that though? Because they told me I couldn't after.
Really?
Yes.
Like
Because
go
I
from
wanted to.
under to over? Hmm.
Might have just been my scenario though,
Maybe.
because of
Maybe.
having had it bottom out.
I don't know.
I
Hey,
love
we're back to
Is
masters.
there?
talking about titties every episode. Remember we had like a stretch where we always talked about titties?
Yeah.
Good.
Bringing it back.
Bringing it back.
Would you
Fuck yeah.
say the same size?
Nah, I'd go bigger.
Stop it. Megan, you're
Of
gonna
course
poke
I'd
your
go bigger.
goddamn
Go
eye
big
out.
or go home. I don't know. I like some big old titties. And I've said that at least 5 times on this freaking podcast for sure.
I agree. I probably would go with it's tad bigger, but Meg, whenever the time comes and you're still in the Carolinas, let me know and I'll hook you up with my surgeon. Probably give you,
For
you
sure.
could probably get a discount too.
Hell yeah. Did I tell you guys my third booby job? Because this is my fourth. My third boob job, I allowed them to film it and put it on Instagram, so it only cost me 2 grand to get my tits done.
Honestly, that's a great deal.
That's a
Yeah, I
great.
mean they blurred me out, but like my
I
tits are
honestly, even if they didn't blur me out, if I only spent 2 grand for my titties, I would be like,
show the world.
let's fucking let's go.
I mean, you
No,
saved like $8,000. That's pretty impressive.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But
It was a discount.
yeah, but still, don't if you have post show blues, don't buy titties. Don't buy
Yeah,
titties
Yeah, I
that's
did
the
the
main
same
thing.
thing.
immediately.
Yeah.
But
You know,
start a titty fund. Start a titty fund during prep. Like rather than like here's a great cost saving tip, y'all. Get out your fucking pen and paper, take some goddamn notes. Instead of buying bullshit sauces and treats and snacks and stuff to binge on later, start a titty jar fund. And anytime you want to buy yourself a snack, you put like $5 in the jar. And next thing you know, not only are you going to stay snatched and kill your reverse, but once you're done, your hormones are healthy, your body's good, like you're enjoying the gym again, then get yourself a nice pair of titties.
It's
Oh
right.
yeah.
I don't know how none of us thought, like, I know Meg didn't do this right after prep, but Ash and I at least, hey, let's actually mess up your hormones and your gut health as much as you possibly can after being in a significant deficit, minimizing how much food you're eating, and then going under anesthesia and getting pain medicine.
I mean, I kind of did. I didn't go under anesthesia, but like my eating disorder, I went back to like binging and all that. So, I mean, that's also not
True,
good for your
but
hormones.
Megs, in my opinion, this is my point of view. You didn't choose that though,
Oh,
right?
of course
Like that,
not. Yeah.
that wasn't
I
a
didn't swipe
choice.
my credit card for binging. Yeah.
Right. But
I
like Laura
didn't
and I
want
were
to do
just like,
that.
yeah, Laura and I were just like, fuck it.
Fuck it.
More than once. I've done this twice right after prep.
Dude, yeah, get
It
some
must just
narcs.
be.
We got some good narcotics, didn't shit for a week. Didn't miss a check-in with my coach though. I still have that photo that I
You're
did.
fucking crazy.
Dude, like I just
Yeah.
I hate to say I didn't know any better, but that's the fucking truth. I just didn't know. I didn't know.
Yeah. And you don't really think about that. Not really.
Nah. Hold on. I'm still gonna show it to you guys. I know you've seen it a billion times, but I just think it's so funny. Like that
Oh,
was
but
2 days.
kind of
Agree?
kind of speaking on your chest is literally like this because you can't stretch it open.
I couldn't stretch. I couldn't
In the
move.
towel.
It was my first shower.
Oh, wow.
Dude,
You
real
even
talk
still have,
though. Real talk though.
you
God,
even still have the tan on.
I know. You could see the fucking electrodes on my shoulder where they like put electrodes during
I'm
surgery.
like crying.
Dude,
I think
real
this
talk.
tops your finger gun salute photo.
Dude, we'll put that. I'll have Eric make sure that this gets put on. Like
Oh my
literally, you can
God.
see the electrode on my delt.
I'm literally crying.
I know.
That's good. That's some good stuff.
What a dumb bitch. What a dumb bitch. But like again, like I'm really just thankful that I didn't die. Like real talk. Like all titty jokes aside, I'm just glad I didn't die because I definitely could have.
Flatlined.
Yeah, right. Because like
Definitely.
those fucking dude, like what people don't realize is during that time I was vegan and natural. Meg goes.
The worst combination. Natty and vegan.
So
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
my body's a real one, and there's like a reason why I have to replace all of my hormones now. It's because of that fucking shit right there.
Learn from Ash. Oh my God. Damn.
I know. I know.
That's okay. We live and we learn, kind of, sometimes.
Yeah, that's for sure. I made a
Mhm.
lot of big mistakes. But hey, we're good now. We are
We're
good.
good. We're good now.
We're good now. Only took us 6 years to pull our head out of our asses.
Yeah. And now we
That's
coach
it.
other people to not Do that.
That should be like our like marketing slogan. We fucked up.
So you don't
So
have
you don't
to.
have
So
to.
you don't.
That's awesome. Yeah. Dude, that should be the next Physique Forum like merch. We fucked up so you didn't have to.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, if I
God.
wanted to fuck up my reverse, I would get a surgery, I would go on vacation, and I would spend like hundreds of dollars on like highly palatable, high calorie, snacky desserts and chips and shit. Like those, that would be the
Sponsored by Walden Farms. Yep.
Trifecta there.
trifecta.
God. But that is a true one, man. Like I have so many people that are like, I need to do this show because I have a family vacation the next week. And I'm like, well, honey, you can't do that. Like, how are you gonna go on vacation the next week after a show?
Dude.
I've done that and it was not good. Not good.
Or the fact that I had this happen, a girl that like dead set on her show date because of a vacation after, and she was not ready. And I tried to push out the show so she didn't look like she wasn't ready on stage, and we couldn't do that. We had no
Because of her
flexibility.
vacation.
Yeah.
Or like they plan it around their birthday. I'm like, yo, knock that off. Man.
I mean, like my prep has been in Eric's birthday, my birthday, and it's gonna be in our 8-year wedding anniversary, right?
Dude, Tampa Pro is Will and I like our first year.
Yeah.
Our one
So
year
it's like
anniversary.
do something else that isn't food focused or pack a meal. Like not a hard thing to navigate by any means, right? But it's like it's something where it's like I mean, God forbid that's your last birthday. At least you're doing something you love. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the worst
Yeah.
case scenario. That's literally the worst case scenario. If that's literally your last birthday, well, you're doing something that you love.
Yeah.
Not for nothing, like a little preparing goes a long way. Like I, in the last 10 years, have gone on multiple vacations that like I
Yeah.
bought stuff and made it work. You can still, you just need to be a little bit more calculated.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's possible. You can do it, but you have to mentally be equipped to do it.
Yeah.
That's where I feel like a lot of people fail
Mm.
is the mental aspect. They're like, oh, I'm missing out. Like, and then they just spiral and they go off. But
Right.
yeah, like I'm actually really excited for our 1 year because I'm like, babe, it's like our first date in 24 weeks. Like, that's so fucking excited. He's like, but your family's gonna be there. But this, and I'm like, but
That's
literally
so
on
cute.
the fridge it says, what am I, 93 days out from 1 year anniversary in Tampa Pro. At first it just said Tampa Pro and I was like, I gotta write 1 year anniversary. I was like, I can't count down to just that.
That's so funny.
God.
But yeah, I would say I wouldn't
Be careful in the
recommend.
order you place that.
Huh?
Should be careful in the order you place
Oh,
it when you're
I put 1 year first. I put that first in
Smart
pretty
girl.
letters.
You're a
In
better
Tampa.
you're a better woman than me. I would have put Tampa Pro first. Like real talk. I've been like,
I mean, I did, but like I wrote it above it. So it looks like I wrote it first.
yeah, but
Never
see,
know.
now you just fucking outed yourself.
He ain't gonna watch this. He can't now. He's gone to
Eric's
shows
gonna
all
clip
day.
this part though, just to like
Fuck up.
know.
Just out me to Will. I got him crumble yesterday. He's fine.
Yeah. I saw that on the stories actually.
Mm.
I am crumble. I made bloody brownies for Josh, so that's even
You're
worse.
nicer than me. I can't bake. You and Ash, you guys are awesome baking shit for
We're
your
just domestic.
man.
We're domestic. That's what it is.
My baking game
I'm feral.
way up when I'm dieting because then I just take in all the smells.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Mhm.
like the smells too. It's good. Oh shit.
Dude, speaking of that though, before we kind of sign off, because I know we're just like being loosey-goosey, but Eric had remarked to me, he's like, I'm actually really surprised that Megan moved to South Carolina where weed is legal. I was like, Eric, she uses steroids. Do you honestly think she cares about using legal drugs? And he was like, that's a good point. And I was like, you dumb idiot. Like, she's gonna roll a joint no matter where she's at, and she's gonna enjoy the
Wait,
joint.
it's illegal?
Yeah. In the Carolina, in South Carolina, yeah.
Good to
Stop
know.
it.
And Meg's like,
I'm on my porch. That's funny. Good to know. Good to know.
yeah, I was
That's
like,
so weird how each state can make their own decision for it all.
Yeah. Oh, also, what's funny is one of the people we befriended at our gym is a cop. And I'm like, well, good to know that I can't talk to you about my extracurriculars. Like,
Bro, okay, so real talk, all the cops at my gym are on shit. I would
Same.
all of them.
dollars to donuts, like
And you know what field he works in?
narcotics.
Narcotics.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, you're
Meanwhile,
shooting
Meg's
up
like,
trend. Like,
so
what?
when you confiscate, can I have it?
Yeah, seriously, like, let me just look through that locker real quick. Let me see what you got.
Dude, this needs to be like Detective Meg, where she's like having like a magnifying glass, just like looking through everything.
Oh shit.
Amazing.
Love it. Do we have any fun questions before we sign off?
Yeah, there's one circulating the gram.
Oh,
It's about like the gorilla versus 100 men, or 100, is it 100 men? Who
it's
would
100
win?
men versus one gorilla.
Yeah, who would win? Who do you guys think?
So
100.
here's the deal. Here's how I would think. One gorilla
Mm-hmm.
versus 100 men. I
Mm-hmm.
believe the 100 men would win, but not all 100 men would live. Because at some point, the gorilla is going to fatigue, right? And whether it's 30 men, 40 men, 50 men, 70 men, at some point, the gorilla stamina is going to run out. And even if there was only 4 men left and a very tired gorilla where he could give nothing, then you could just like gouge out the eyes, strangle, no, probably not strangle it, but you could probably wound it enough to where you would kill it. But not all 100 men would still be alive. That would be my guess.
Are they just their hands? Or do we have like
Yeah,
I think
Or
just
like-
context
hands.
here.
just hands?
Yeah.
I think it's 100 men. I have faith in humanity. Wait. Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Cool.
But if the gorilla was on trend, it would be a different
Yeah.
story.
Oh,
Yeah,
100%.
different story.
Right.
But if the men
100%.
were on trend,
No, see, if the men were on trend, they would like get so aggressive, they would like forget that they were trying to kill the gorilla and start killing one another, right? It would just be this testosterone fest where it would like the friendly fire would be turned on and like the gorilla would just sit back and watch the world burn. Because that's what we do anyway as a society. We just let it.
pretty much.
I do
God.
have a question, and it's thoughtful because hopefully it invokes a fun memory. And it's probably not the best prep question, but fuck it. What's your favorite ice cream flavor and why?
Hmm. Hmm. Ah, shit. You start. I gotta think about this.
Laura, do you have
I'm
any
an Oreo gal, through and through. Cookies
What?
and cream, whatever you want to call it.
cookies and cream? But why? Is it like something that you got as a little girl
This
or
has probably been my favorite since I was a kid, but just no like sentimental meaning to it. I just like it.
got you? I mean, like, hey, respect. Mine is going to be black raspberry chip from Grater's.
That's good.
Because
I just
Grater's
like black raspberry.
Yeah, black raspberry chip is my favorite because I grew up like walking to the store, like with my family or just like being around town in downtown Centerville,
Mm-hmm.
and or even going on ice cream dates with Eric. And we would like again like go walk around, get it in a waffle cone, and just like have good memories with that. And like the black raspberry and then the chip especially is not just like chocolate chips where it's like you like crunch into it. Like no, it's like a soft fudge, and you get
Ooh.
chunks. You get chunks, right? So
Mhm.
it's like it is just such a good, refreshing combination that you can enjoy year round. And that to me is special because Graders reminds me of home.
Yeah. So nostalgia.
Yeah.
If I'm going the nostalgic route, I would just pick vanilla ice cream with a shitload of rainbow sprinkles. But for personal fave, I like me some mint chocolate chip.
Oh,
I guess it's still nostalgic because my granddad liked it too. So I just love it. It's so good. Like it tastes like you're eating like
Mm.
chocolate and toothpaste. It's perfect.
I like that. That's so cute.
Yummy.
That's so cute.
Wow.
Oh, I love that. Like my other answer was gonna be the blue ice cream from Kings Island because I don't know what it is,
These are
but like,
so specific, man.
dude, that's what I'm saying though.
I'm
Like,
just like,
if you're from Ohio and you went to the Kitty Land and you went to Kings Island, you know the blue ice cream, and you know, however the fuck and whatever the fuck is in there slaps titties.
mm,
Like,
we
you
love
know
a
it
good
Yeah, I
slaps
was
spice to
always
titties.
that.
that person that had to get like a scoop of this and a scoop of that, and it would be a scoop of cookies and cream and a scoop of um, confetti cake or birthday cake, whatever it is.
Ooh,
Oh, that's a good
Cake
one.
I
batter,
like
cake batter is
that.
what I'm looking for.
Yeah. You know what I like? That like I think it's called just Superman. I don't know I think it's just vanilla ice cream with food dye, but it looks so cool. Like it's different colors.
Dude, that Superman's gonna be all monochrome now because that they're killing off the dye. So it's gonna be Superman. It's just gonna be like different shades of white.
Dude, people, we're about to see some, I think the world explode because of this
Dude,
with like all the
y'all's
restrictions.
Fruit Loops are gonna be white and gray, or maybe just brown. Like you
Oh,
know
it's so
them,
sad.
you know them Fruit Loops ain't. They're not gonna be using things like spirulina. They're not gonna be using like beet juice. Nah. They're just gonna be fucking loops.
Loops. Damn. That's okay. I don't need any of that shit. But the Cheerios, they make like a fruity Cheerios. It tastes pretty good. I don't
Yeah.
know if it has dyes in it, but it's good. It's good.
Fruitios. I like that. All right, I know Laura's gotta go soon. So what are we thankful for before we sign off?
Keep it real. I like that, everything we talk about is usually genuine and
Yes.
relatable to everything else
Hmm.
a lot of other people go to through.
Love it. I I am grateful for shit. I was gonna say a couple things, but I'll just say two. One would be my mental toughness, I guess, from last prep to now. I've just realized how much more mature I am as an athlete and as just a female in general now. And then also I'm grateful for Christina from KJ Center Stage because I had my first posing call with her yesterday, and honestly, it made me that much more excited for this shit. So yeah.
Oh, I love that. I love that. I don't want this to sound selfish, but I'm just glad I'm feeling better. Like I'm just
Yeah,
thankful that I'm
I
feeling
would be.
That's a
better.
good thing.
Yeah, because like I was really hurting on Friday and it was really scary. But I'm also thankful for you ladies and just being there for me and being good supports and good sports and support systems. Because like
Yeah.
obviously the past like few weeks I've been relying heavily on my gal pals. So I appreciate you ladies and I love you ladies.
We love you, and I'm thankful that you're okay and not passing the fuck out, you know? That's
Dude,
always good.
like
Yeah.
I mean it
It's
was
so
just
scary.
at some point like you have to laugh because like nothing happened. Like I literally stood up from laying down. I like kind of zoned in somewhere on the floor and I was like, I'm gonna like just eat shit. So I like dropped down like a frog and then just kind of rolled
Oh
over.
my
And
God.
Eric's like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, I just went dark for a Like it's not funny, but like if you watch the sequence, it felt so slow motion. I just kind of like popped a squat like I was a frog and then just hugged myself and just flopped over.
Doesn't it suck when we don't have a cool story as to why we have health complications? It's like,
Dude,
damn.
right? And like look at what that's what like they were digging around in there. Those are from needles. I
I don't know
know.
why I'm like getting closer, like I can see it better.
Things like
Like, wow.
I know.
God, that was
That's
dumb. All right.
that's awesome.
On that
Guys,
note,
next week we see Mina.
Mina,
Yes.
not Mina,
Not
Mina,
mine, not
like
Mina.
China.
Yes, Mina, not Mina. Yeah, so we'll see
Fuck yeah, Mina.
We see Mina, and then we'll also get some other special guests. But for you guys listening live, let us know who you want to see on the podcast because this is as much as your podcast is as is the gals. But
Yeah,
until next time, deuces, world peace, and
Peace.
titties. Love you, ladies.
Titties.
Bye.
Bye.